Yo!
We're about to head to the hideout too. Who's that?
Excuse me.
That's Nakanohara. Mishima told us to meet him here in Shibuya today.
For real?
My name is Nakanohara, Natsuhiko Nakanohara, the one who was posted about on the Phantom Aficionado website.
He seems pretty nice. Doesn't seem like the stalker type. I think the change of heart must have worked.
The administrator of that website contacted me. They told me to look for someone in a Shujin uniform with a cat.
So, what do you want?
You may have already heard, but there's someone I wish to trigger a change of heart in. An artist by the name of Madarame.
You think this is it? Is the pupil gonna confess his master's secrets?
His shadow did mention Madarame as well.
I'm one of Madarame's former pupils. He gave me lodging at his home, where I thought only about art. I genuinely wanted to be an artist. There was another pupil as well, a very talented man, multiple years my senior. Obviously, Madarame kept tabs on him. Everything he made was claimed as a Madarame original. He wasn't the only victim, though.
Right, we got some real proof of the plagiarism.
In response to Madarame's actions, that senior pupil committed suicide.
Suicide?
He must have been unable to bear seeing his work praised under Madarame's name. That was when I disobeyed Madarame's orders and left. But he quickly pressured other parts of the art world, and my life as a painter was destroyed. I tried to turn over a new leaf, working at a ward office, but it was no use. My attachment to art warped my emotions. Soon I began getting attached to everything. In the end, I even turned into a stalker. I'd like to ask again, please make Madarame have a change of heart. Not only for me, it's to save the life of another man as well. Even now, there's still one young man remaining under Madarame's tutelage. I think he's about your age.
That has to be Yusuke.
Not only is he a talented artist, he also owes Madarame for taking him in after his mother passed. He is the perfect target.
So Yusuke's got no choice but to listen.
I actually spoke to him a few times back when I was still living at Madarame's. I asked him if he found it painful to stay with Madarame. And you know what he said? If I could leave, I would.
Kitagawa-kun.
I have no right to say this given my prior cowardice, but I don't want to see another suicide. I'd like to find a way to save this young man. He has a bright future ahead of him. Please consider that when thinking about changing Madarame's heart.
We've been asked to act directly on behalf of one of Madarame's victims. It sounds like we don't have the time to deliberate whether or not to change Madarame's heart.
Hell yeah! Madarame's just a piece of shit who preys on the weak.
Suicide. I'll never let something like that happen. Plus, we finally got to hear how Kitagawa-kun really feels.
Well, since we've reached a unanimous decision, how about we continue this at our new hideout? My fellow thieves, welcome to our new hideout. Our target this time is Madarame. We all saw that palace. We'll pay dearly if we assume it's just going to be like the last one. And furthermore, Lady Ann's chastity is on the line.
What?
We'll need to do what we did with Kamoshida. First, we secure an infiltration route in the palace. After that, we send our calling card. Once the treasure has materialized, we steal it.
Oh, I got a question. Madarame doesn't know that we were doing stuff in the palace yet? Why are we already getting treated like criminals in there?
You're learning, Ryuji. Well done. It must be because he doesn't trust anyone. Any unknown person may as well be an enemy.
Or maybe he's just super salty from all those rumors that have been spreading about him.
Then his palace being so crazy had nothing to do with us?
Either way, we should stay on our best behavior. It'll be harder for us to steal the treasure if we needlessly increase the security level.
We need to be careful of Kitagawa-kun this time too. I'm sure that whatever he sees will just get passed on to Madarame.
That's right.
Hey, what is Madarame's treasure going to look like anyway? Another crown?
I doubt that, but my sixth sense will know when I see it.
Oh yeah, you go completely nuts, huh?
Our time limit is when the exhibit ends, right? That means June 5th.
We'll carry out the plan after we've sent out the calling card. So our infiltration route will need to be set in stone 2 days prior on June 2nd.
Now listen here. We can't mess this up, no matter what, okay?
Okay.
All right. And with that, we are at mission start for Madarame's palace. So, a couple of important things to note about our mission start status for this palace is that while Kamoshida's palace was easy enough to do in a short amount of time, you need 3 total days to complete the infiltration of Madarame's palace. So please bear that in mind when it comes to when it comes to deciding when to complete your infiltration. It's very important that you think about that. That's just 3 days to get to the treasure route secure. It's another day for sending the calling card, and then there's another day for stealing Madarame's heart, obviously. In any case, while I do often recommend to do palaces as soon as we possibly can, this is something I happened upon strategy-wise that I just kind of did in my first playthrough that I found really worked out well for me.
Well then.
So,
What?
Oh,
first of all, I'm gonna just kind of flip through this a little bit, but basically, what's the word I'm looking for here? Oh, yeah. So basically, what I'm going to do here is that instead of actually going into the palace today, I'm going to go into Mementos. The reason why is because on the mission start date, you're guaranteed to have already had a new area unlock, and you can use this opportunity to gain levels, and gain items, and gain money that'll help you buy supplies for the palace that you're about to go into. So, I kind of actually do somewhat recommend exploring Mementos on mission start date. I'm going to be doing this from now on, actually, since it seemed to work out super well for me the last time I did this. That way you can spend your time between palaces focusing on collecting Mementos requests for you to do when you go in after your former target confessed and before you go after your next target.
Joker.
So yeah.
Alright. Let's start today's job.
Like I said, I could have done this earlier, but I chose not to. What do you have to say?
So you're here.
Huh?
So we meet again, inmate. I never expected your rehabilitation would bring you to this place.
No matter. It's the perfect spot to train and get some battle experience. I like your spirit. You know the position you're in.
Although, how did he learn of Mementos? Perhaps he is even more special than we had anticipated.
Huh. I bet he just fumbled around with the metanav until he ended up here. I mean, who'd even be able to tell him about this place? We know everyone who might have access. Mementos is linked to the collective unconscious, after all.
That is true.
Huh. I will admit, even though he looks pretty shabby, he seems to have a few tricks up his sleeve.
If he has been keeping his power a secret from us, we must learn the truth behind it.
Oh, I see. Special
Oh!
private examination.
I know
He's
what
hiding
this
anything.
is.
Unlike in the city, we will not have to worry about passersby here.
I have to say, Justine, I never thought you'd bring such a bold proposal to the table. You ready, inmate? I'm itching to get started.
I'll pass.
As she said, this will be a private examination. It is all for the sake of our own personal judgment. Hence, we will not force it upon you. We will begin only once we have received your consent.
It's gonna be brutally hard, after all. Max difficulty.
Your rehabilitation consists of a great variety of tasks. Battling shadows, strengthening your personas, building bonds with your contractors.
Basically, we're gonna put all that to the test. Fight us! There's no better way for us to tell how strong you really are.
We will not ask for a 2-on-1 battle, though. Your friends are permitted to participate as well. The contracts you have formed with them can be considered a part of your power, after all. However, this test is ultimately for you. Your teammates will not retain any memory of this battle.
Don't worry, we won't kill you.
Our goal is rehabilitation. Ending your life would greatly contradict that goal. Should you fall, you will regain consciousness immediately.
Once you pass out, though, that's it. The battle's over. Oh, and there's not even a 1 in a billion chance you'll win. So you should just forget it.
If by some chance that were to happen, let me see. We would tell you an embarrassing secret of ours.
What? What do you mean? Are you talking about that one time, or maybe that other thing? Wait, there's no need for this!
If by chance the inmate holds that much potential, we might be able to find the answer.
That's the fancy bookmark you're always carrying around.
Strange, don't you think? Why do we possess such an intricate bookmark when neither of us have any books to read? Moreover, I somehow know that this is important.
Justine, don't tell me. Are you actually trying to find...
My apologies. I have said too much. Let us begin, Caroline.
Right. You get what this examination is gonna be now, right? It shows how special we think you are. Consider this an honor. You should be crying tears of joy. Okay, let's get started.
Let me go prepare first.
Scared, huh?
Yes.
We promise to gain your consent. If you do not wish to fight, we will not force it upon you.
I'm glad they understand the
Please
importance
report
of
back to us
consent.
if you happen to change your mind.
Yeah, whoops. Kind of wasn't really thinking a little bit too much about this, but I wasn't supposed to, well, basically, there's no reason for us to actually, like, talk to them right now. These two are offering something exclusive to New Game Plus that's effectively a super boss fight. I'm not going to do this right now because I'm not going to worry about it during the regular New Game, but if you're playing on a New Game Plus route, you can fight them and get rewards depending on how long you manage to survive against them. It's basically a DPS race. You have to get them to a certain HP threshold or they'll just wipe the party no matter what, so yeah. What assignment?
Now,
Okay. Another thing that we get here, I'll just read it out. We will have you bring us the mask we specify. You just gotta show us the persona we ask for. First off, we would like for you to bring us a Jack Frost. That's too easy, Justine. It should be a challenge. I wanted to have Mabufu too.
Listen up,
You got that, inmate? Bring us a Jack Frost with Mabufu.
farewell.
Very well. We ask for a Jack Frost with Mabufu. Please speak to us again when you have it. This will not be mandatory for your rehabilitation, but you will be handsomely rewarded for it. I encourage you to at least try your hand at this. We'll get to that in... Well, I guess we could do it right now. But basically, this is how you start the Strength Confidant. This is another weirdly progressing one, wherein it's not the choices that you make during this that matter so much as it is what you fuse for them. If you fuse what they're looking for, you'll be able to progress with the Confidant. Jesus Christ. Now, obviously, I, having beaten this game before, have all of the personas they want in my Confidant, in my Persona Compendium. But like I said before, I'm not going to be abusing the Persona Compendium like that. So, I will be recruiting the ones they're looking for from my compendium and not actually fusing them myself, but that's just more for my convenience than it is anything else. Because there's no real point in me doing otherwise. Now, what I'm going to do here is basically I'm not going to be fusing personas that they're looking for that you yourself could not be, or no, I'm not going to be withdrawing personas that you yourself can't fuse in order to progress their confidant further past what you would be able to have at this point. So for right now, we're not quite at the point where I can get the second rank with them, but I can unlock the first one right now. In order to get the first rank and fuse a Jack Frost with Mabufu, all you need to do is fuse Silky with Eligor and level up Jack Frost to level 12. It's very likely that you'll simply get level 12 through Arcana Burst anyway, but if not, then our training here in Mementos will boost it to level 12.
You handle this.
But like I said, I'm just going to withdraw it.
The inmate who wished to
Another
perform an
thing...
Now choose.
I remember saying this earlier, but it was possible for us to have a counselor persona a while ago, and I'm just going to get my hands on it right now. Let's see. Okay, it was Bareth and something, right? Bareth and Bicorn. So I gotta get Bicorn back. Alright. Or Angel and Kelpie.
Now choose.
I don't need Bareth. That's the thing. Rather, well, I kind of need both.
Change your
Whatever.
Justine. You
Read here.
Oh, I already fused it a while ago.
A
Alright,
fuse
fine. I'll
required.
just withdraw it then.
Accept this persona.
Easy
done
money.
already? What?
Anyway, yeah. So, by getting them the Jack Frost that they were asking
need
for,
something?
we could talk to them and check on status on
No.
penal labor. That persona. Hey, sit right there.
It seems you brought the specified persona.
Fine, I'll take it. By the way, your personas are super weak. Not that I'm surprised, inmate. Though I guess you deserve at least some praise for finishing your penal labor. You might actually complete your rehabilitation.
In order to promote that process, we would like to offer you the use of a new facility.
It's rare to see you smile, Justine.
You are the smiling one, Caroline. Did something happen to make you so joyful?
Me? Hey, are you laughing at us? Know your place, inmate!
As wardens, we simply feel satisfaction in seeing your rehabilitation progress. That is the extent of it. I find it upsetting that you would see such a matter as a source of amusement.
It's like you forget where you are, inmate. You've got some real guts, though. With that spirit, you should have no trouble making progress.
Very well, then. If you have the will to continue your penal labor, we can grant you greater freedom within this prison. It is a deal between us, the wardens, and you, the inmate.
Not like you have the right to turn it down, though. Hard work is what you're meant to do, inmate.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow. It shall become the wings of rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity. With the birth of the strength persona, I have obtained the winds of blessing that shall lead to freedom and new power.
All right.
Now, it's time for your next task.
Farewell.
Alright, so the next one they're looking for, by the way, what they ask for you to fuse is different between versions, so keep that in mind. The video specific to this Confidant tree will detail what personas you can summon and when, even though I'll probably mention this in the LP as well. But more so for Royal. Now, bad news is that in New Game Plus, because I got the special item for them, by getting their Confidant, I've unlocked everything you can do inside the Velvet Room. And so I'll probably have to kind of block out a few things when I'm messing around in the menus here. But I literally have... Oh!
You wish to perform an execution.
Not
Change your
everything.
mind?
It just gave me lockdown instead. Interesting. Maybe it's just the things they offer. That makes sense. But that does probably mean that I could fuse above my level right now. But like I said before, I'm not going to abuse something like that right now. Don't know why I clicked that. I just want to leave.
It is time, inmate.
Alrighty. Let's see. Anyway, I'm going to take care of things in Mementos here, and instead of making you sit here and listen to the music, I am going to just montage everything. You can interact with this to select where you want to go, or you can just use the map and fast travel to where you want to go. But I'm going to complete the Mementos target that's in here, and I'm going to explore all the way down to the bottom of the next path. It's going to be, I think, 9 or 10 floors? Let's see. I did not actually specify, even though I said something about how the floor system works. Cool! But anyway, I will be back in what will be a little bit for you and a lot of bit for me.
Hey, good job. That one closed-up door is finally opened. Are you the one who did that? I knew it. Mementos filled me in on it. But thank you. I should be able to find more flowers deeper down. Well, I should get going. Good job!
Well, alright, I guess I should mention this before I montage things out, but with Jose, what you... Can we find him on this floor? Oh, we really can. What you can do with Jose is that you can collect these flower things by running into them in Mementos, and when you do so... when you do so and find Jose, you can trade them in for special items.
Wow, this is amazing. I recognize it from my studies. I'm feeling strong human desires coming from this accessory, but it still hasn't reached its full potential. May I see it? I won't do any damage to it. I promise. If I just do this, and then this, done. Here you go, mister. Now that accessory can use its full potential. Let me know if you find any others like it, okay? Learning about desires also teaches me more about humans. Oh!
Alright, so, a couple of things about Jose over here. First off, if you... Oh my god. Well, yeah, like I was saying, a couple of things. First off, if you collect flowers for him, you could trade them in for certain items. Some SP restoring stuff, some HP restoring stuff, some weapons and things like that too later on. I'm gonna save. In addition, you could find stamps littered all around Mementos. And you can one-time collect the stamp and use them to change Mementos a little bit by increasing the by increasing the experience you gain, by increasing the money you gain, and by increasing the items you get from the item boxes. Now, one might notice that I have 108 stamps right now, and say it with me, in New Game Plus, you get to keep the stamps you found. So, I might have a little bit more than you do, but say it with me again, not gonna abuse that.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
good?
Important thing to note about the flowers, though, is that when you leave, you lose all of the flowers you collected in mementos. But they're not too hard to come by, so it's not too difficult to get things from Jose. Another important thing to note is that Jose will also crap. Right, equip menu. Will also change your Willseed crystal accessories into their full-powered version. So the Crystal of Lust now just became the Ring of Lust, which gives you a special skill called Champion's Cup, which is about as strong as a diorama, and it also increases the attack stat of whoever gets healed with it. So that's really powerful.
The platform.
Yeah, you can see here how this stamp has already been collected because I collected it last time. I'm not going to be super rigorous on managing exactly how much I am allowed to use my collected stamps so far, but eventually I will be trying to collect all of them, so...
Then
there's something else I wanted. Oh yeah, another thing you need to be careful of is spending too much time on any given floor of mementos. You can spend as much time as you want in mementos as a whole, but if you spend about 2 to 5 minutes on a single floor, then you might start to hear the sound of chains wriggling and whatnot. Spend enough time on the floor, and eventually a powerful enemy called the Reaper will show up, and he will kill you if you're not strong enough to deal with him. He's yet another super boss in this game. Something to note is that one of the big cheese strats from base no longer works. The Reaper has been made immune to the Despair status ailment, and therefore you cannot kill him instantly by making him Despair for 3 turns.
So, it's you. You did use this line before, now that I think about it. I hope you understand. Allow me to warn you again. Don't involve yourself any further. I only saw you coincidentally. I have no time for such an ambush. If you continue sniffing around my sensei, we have ways of dealing with that. That's all I have to say.
Okay, I'm back, after that montage and a couple of, little I did XYZ social thing, and where's the airsoft shop? Basically, I just finished doing that mementos dive we just did, and I am going to do a really quick supply trip. Ah, yes, I see.
hey,
We could talk about the bag and start with Iwai's Confidant, but that's really something I don't want to do right now. Anyway, I'm going to sell off the treasure I found in mementos. And buy ourselves some new gear, because since we're starting a new palace, we've got access to new gear. It's worse than what we already have. Worse. This is better, though.
How's that?
Yeah, unfortunately, we got some really good stuff from doing laundry, so... Or, well, fortunately, actually. So, yeah, we don't need to worry too much about what we have.
Sounds good.
I don't care about weapons for you, though. Do I? How much more powerful? 20-something. Fine.
That one, you better not use it to pull a prank. That's what you're just don't break it, okay?
And I'll buy this too. Alright, cool. That's what I really care about in terms of supply run for now. I'll worry about healing items later, though. But anyway, next time on Let's Play Persona 5 Royal, we're going to be heading into Madarame's palace and trying to find a way to access his treasure. See you guys then.